So there I was, minding my own business, enjoying a quiet evening of existential dread, when Tiny Tim slides into the booth across from me. He's got this wild look in his eyes, like he's seen the abyss, and the abyss sent back editorial notes. And he says to me, "Dave, I think I broke reality." Naturally, I lean in. "Go on," he said. "You know that epic poem I've been working on? The one about lizard overlords and corporate dystopias?" "Oh, I know. I've heard enough excerpts to haunt my dreams forever." He said, "Yeah, well, turns out I wrote it twice." Now, at first I thought he meant, rewrites. Standard writer agony. But no. Tim, in his infinite wisdom or caffeine-induced madness, had picked up the same document a year later and just continued. He said, "And Dave, they're completely different. It's like two alternate universes collided on page 14. Page 14. The Bermuda Triangle of literature. That's where all coherence goes to die. So naturally, I asked him what any good friend would. "What are you gonna do?" He said, "Well, I consider just burning it all, starting over, and assuming a new identity in a distant land." Understandable, but then the true writer spirit kicked in. Because what did he do? He started comparing the versions, convinced that somewhere between Draft A and Draft B was a masterpiece. He said, or a total disaster. And you know what the best part is? He starts asking himself, which one of me was right? Past Tim or present Tim? Who was the true poet? Now, friends, this is where it gets philosophical. Because as every writer knows, past you was an optimistic fool who thought you were writing a masterpiece, while present you realizes it was just glorified word vomit. So I told him, "Tim, my man, you haven't entered alternate universes. You've just entered the editor's worst nightmare." He said, "So what do I do?" "What do? You do what every great writer does in the face of complete narrative collapse. Blame the muses, open another drink, and pick whichever version has fewer spelling errors. To writers everywhere, may your drafts be consistent, your narratives coherent, and may you never, ever forget where you left off.